Here we are. Wonderful to have you along. Let's begin. So as we start to foreground our breath, note how it is such an immediate way to move into a sense orientation, a feeling mode of being. That movement into the sensate can be so good and important for working with and releasing mental activity. Feel the shoulders effortlessly go along with gravity. Feel the circumference of your rib cage and especially the lower ribs, smoothly increase with each inhalation. So there's this kind of omnidirectional expansion. And of course, on the exhale, that expansion just returns, right? With this really like voluminous and dynamic breath, start to feel the concrete, the actual shape shift of your body. This is a really, I believe, an important part of navigating any kind of change process. Is feeling this sensate shape-shifting within our own body. We'll work rounds of Kapalabhati. So low belly, tip of nose, all exhalations, very little inhalation, and about 40 or 50 pumps. When you're ready, we'll move out of that Ujjayi breath and begin. That's pretty good. That's a good amount. When we pause, resume Ujjayi breath. We'll work on locking the shoulder from knee pile. So let's move our right knee over our left knee. And we'll start with the right arm. Find out if that right sit bone can contact the ground. Inhaling into the back of the ribs, the sides of the ribs, and kind of feeling that shape shift through the back side of the body. And then exhaling, draw the shoulder down. That's a muscular move. Draw the shoulder blade down. Reach the elbow forward. That should start to light up some of these armpit muscles, almost getting into the chest. Inhaling into the upper back, sides of ribs. And we'll open up the hand pretty widely. Exhale, the shoulder down, the blade down. And now take your left palm, plant it, and create a pressure until you feel your chest muscles turn on. And it's really important, the chest muscles on, the shoulder down. Good. Maintain that pressure, maintain that position. Inhale. And then with exhale, drawing the shoulder down, the blade down, pressuring palm into elbow. Keep those chest muscles on as you reach forward just a little bit. Stay with it. We'll go one more breath. And release. So some of the really deep muscles that we use to take a super full breath, the rib and the deep neck muscles, are different than the shoulder muscles that we're engaging to in this pressure and this reach wave. Find out if you can get both of those actions occurring. One, the breath muscles are working underneath the more superficial shoulder muscles. Let's switch sides. I'll go left over right. So maybe you can feel the work of the shoulder occurring, and then the breathing action, the breathing effort, the breathing musculature happening somewhere in and under that. We'll go left elbow up. Feel the left sit bone contact the ground, inhaling into the upper back. And then exhale, and draw the shoulder away from the ear. Reach the elbow forward. Start to feel some of those armpit muscles. Now inhaling, but inhale slowly and deeply so you can feel that buildup of the low ribs expand, the mid ribs expand, the upper ribs expand. Exhaling, shoulder down, blade down. Take your right palm, plant it, add some pressure. Feel those chest muscles turning on. So now chest muscles on, armpit muscles on, lat, back muscle turned on. Maintain. Now inhale, feel the ribs expanding underneath that. And exhale, the shoulder down, elbow and palm press. Let's go one more, inhaling. And exhaling. All right. Release. That should get us pretty set for Dolphin. Let's unwind. We'll set up elbows and knees. Just so you know, this will be a leg up version, so there's no surprises. We'll go forearms out in front, recreating the draw of the shoulders down, the reaching of the elbows forward, which in our case now is into the ground. Feel those armpit muscles engage. And then the chest muscles turned on, inhaling. Feel all that breathing motion underneath the working action. Exhale, press the knees off the ground, dolphin. Feel the breath under the work. Feel the breath in and under the work. The muscle work, the muscle efforts. A lot of our strong are engine muscles, they're more superficial. A lot of our more vital support and breathing structures are deeper inside. Engage the quadriceps, so strongly straightening the knees. We'll take the left foot to the right heel and momentarily step down atop the right heel, just giving it a little extra sink down. Inhaling, draw the left leg up. And now use that left leg reach. Feel as if you're lifting some of that weight off of the shoulder joints. So one, feeling, does leg have anything to do with shoulders? It may feel totally related. It may feel like there's a disconnect, a partition. See if the reach influences how you're kind of floating in this pose or sagging in this pose. Let's switch sides. We'll set the left foot down. Use the right toes to latch onto the left heel cord. Just a momentary sinking in. And then we'll elevate the right foot. All right, we'll set that foot down, set the knees down, take rest from that. And I want to work with you a real easy abdominal variation. So I use a strap loop to work this. So once we lie on our back, I'm setting up this knee pile configuration, or if that's not comfortable in the groin for whatever reason, you can put ankle over thigh. So either one is perfect. Either knee pile, my thighs are touching right over left. If I don't like that quite as much, I'll go ankle over thigh. Okay, now I've got my left foot with my loop. Hope that makes sense. All right. So we're going to work the abdominal breathing pattern, which is inhaling and exhaling from the lower abdominal, and then using that little extra suctioning move, if you will. So it'll just be breathing with that little micro uddiyana at the very end. Okay, so I'm going to keep my right foot active, my feet active. Inhaling into the low belly and the low back. And then exhaling. I can draw with the strap my leg toward my chest as I'm getting emptier of breath. Then I start to draw and recruit those low belly muscles, pulling down and in. That's a little bit of an evacuative quality, and we want to use that in a medicine way. All right, we'll do several on each side, inhaling into low belly, low back. And as I'm exhaling, I can test the strap as if folding more deeply. I can pull on that left leg, and then draw the belly in. Let's do 3 more breaths on this side, and then we'll switch. When our legs are crossed like this, it's easy to lose connection through the inner left leg. Just feel that pressure, that reach, that line of continuous sensation from the big toe to the groin. Just wanted you to have another kind of orientation, a way to feel how breathing kind of draws on and implicates the back, but without the rounding that usually comes with folding forward. This way we can keep the spine really lengthy, the torso lengthy, uncompressed. All right, after those 5 on the left side, we'll switch sides. You're kind of at your own pace. Trust this is making sense to you. So I've got my right leg straight up in the air, and I'm crossing my either left knee over my right knee like a knee pile, or my ankle over my thigh, more like a, what do you call, like a shoelace. All right, we'll take 5 breaths at our own pace. We're inhaling into the belly, we're exhaling, using the strap to fold, and then using those low belly muscles, drawing them in at the very end of empty. Can also play a little bit with the rotation of that right leg. You may get a lot of benefit from just very slightly internally rotating or externally rotating that right thigh bone in the socket. You get a feel for that, how that rotation affects the stretch on the other side. There you go. That's it. And once we're through, we'll just let that strap go. We'll move to standing. And we'll continue from a wide stance, a wide straight-legged stance. Interlace the hands behind back. The feet are active, each of them pressing, kind of straightening or lengthening my legs, my inner legs. Inhale, chest away from lap. And exhaling, fold trunk right in between the legs. Keep the legs active. Allow the neck to hang. Now the front of the shoulder and chest may be getting a little bit of a stretch. Feel that dynamic breath, that shape-shifting breath occurring in and underneath that stretch area. So even while there's a sensation of pressure or work or stretch, you can still decipher that unique motion of breath in every single one of these positions. Takes a little bit to breathe so lengthy. It takes such a lengthy and significant inhale to feel those deep upper chest and almost neck muscles starting to turn on and work underneath this chest and shoulder stretch. Inhaling, return the hands down near the sacrum, let them go there. We'll start to make our way up into Warrior Two, turning the right foot to the right. And then pressing our trunk up, inhaling, arms out to the side. We'll take Reverse Warrior, exhaling the left hand down, the right arm up. Open up the right hand. Open up the set of right foot bones. Inhaling, feel that shape shift of breath under the right chest wall, the right shoulder blade, the right kind of low ribs and waist. And then exhaling, staying low in that stance. Lift. You can feel the hip bone lifting away from the thigh bone. You can feel that there's distinction there. Often where we can start to feel little motions, little a more spacious body. Again, this is my editorial, is it helps us connect to the feeling and the quality of breath. So you may be more apt to track, right? You're breathing into these areas of body where you can also feel kind of a spaciousness, an expansion, an opening up. And inhale, bring that right arm up and over, back into warrior two. So we move into eagle. Exhale, we'll go left, elbow over right. Left, over right. Now letting that breath spread from the right side of the ribs to the back of the ribs. And releasing the hands, inhale, unwind, reach them out, triangle, straighten that right leg. Adjust the width of your stance. Exhale, reach to the right hand, the right side. We'll set that right hand down. Now lifting, left arm up. If you get a little bone off of bone sensation in that left chest side, feel that motion, that shape-shifting motion of breathing, and that more spacious configuration of your shoulder joint. The feeling our breathing motion, again, this editorial, to me, feels like somatic acknowledgement. It's a way to communicate with the body. I feel that. It's not past me. I didn't miss that. Right? Good. Bending the right knee. Inhale, hands down. Exhaling. We'll move to chaturanga. Step right foot back, and we'll lower all the way down for Cobra. Inhale, Cobra. Reach back to the legs. And as long as there's no back issues, press. Get those ribs a little bit off the ground. We keep it low in case you have back issues, but we also want to bring that curve into the spine. It's a really healthy curve as long as there's no pain. Inhale, hands under the chest. And exhaling, press back, downward dog. All right, warrior two. Inhale the left foot forward. We're starting off with a reverse warrior. Exhaling the right hand to the right leg. The left arm lifts and reaches up. We're going to just keep tracking with the motion, the sensation of breath moving in and through the body. Right? This is a perfect counterpoint to fixation. This is a perfect behavioral and somatic counterpoint to fixation. You know, when we get a little bit hung up on a particular point or an idea, or we're rehearsing a scenario a few too many times, we've stopped feeling what is changing in our body. Right? There is something in the quality of our mind or our sense capabilities that has been arrested. So to track the feeling of breath moving in and through the body is a perfect antidote to that arrested attention. All right, eagle, warrior two. Inhale, bring that arm up and over, would come up right. And then exhaling, we're going right, over, left. Right, elbow, over, left. And I'll just add one more piece to this human drama that is often occurring in our schema, right? Because we may start to initiate breath and we start to feel that, ooh, there is movement, there is this constant flux occurring in the body. And there might be a little part of us that goes, but I really need to rehearse and keep going over that same thought or strategy or conversation, or, right? There can be a really strong pull to fixate, but I need to go through that again and again and again. And so just very lovingly, very kindly go, now I feel breathing. Now I'm feeling this motion, this change, this dynamism, this flux. All right, here's triangle. Inhale, unwind, reaching the arms out, straightening the left leg, adjusting the stance. Exhale, left arm reaches, left rib cage side reaches. And in we go. Byron Katie has a wonderful series of inquiries. And one of them is, when we kind of identify that thing on which we're fixating, who would I be without that thought? Who would I be without that belief? And it's such a wonderful inquiry that kind of brings us back into our imaginative, creative, wondering self. Use that right arm, lift up. Feel the arm lifting away from the chest as that right shoulder grows more lighter, spacious. Feel breath in and under that right side chest. And bending the left knee, inhale, bring hands down to the ground. Exhaling, we'll step back, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. In your downward dog, feel the mid-spine moving, lifting away from the upper spine. Feel that relationship of the mid-spine, its fusion or its independence from the upper spine. Might be a little more challenging area to feel movement independence. We'll give it another breath or so. Feel the mid-spine growing, tractioning away from the upper spine. Good. Inhale, we'll step the right foot forward, warrior two again. I'm going to do a little preparatory move, very simple. I'm going to draw the arms, both arms straight up. And so one, feeling the reach of the arms. So you have to actually kind of reach. And the sink of the sit bones or the tailbone. All right, keep reaching up to that left arm. I'm going to place his right hand down on the ground, extended warrior. Feel the breath in and under the efforts, whether they're sensations of pressure, sensations of applied work, or sensations of stretch, or sensations of fatigue or warmth. Feel the motion and the behavior of breath in those places and under those areas. Interlock. We're coming. Inhaling, bring this left hand beside the left hip. Keep lifting and reaching the chest forward as we exhale, the hands under the thigh, behind the back, to connect. And release, inhale, unwind, hands to ground. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. Cobra, if it's better suited for your back. Exhaling, downward dog. It's possible that the way that we're breathing in this this really enlarged, exaggerated way feels a little funny, like it may not feel like our usual. That is true. Go for it. Go for that little bit of unusualness. We'll take warrior 2, other side. Inhale the left foot forward, and we'll draw the arms straight up overhead for a moment. So as the arms reach up, and feel the weight of the pelvis, almost like a plumb line just hanging down. At certain times in my practice, I noticed there would be a very strong correlation between feeling gravity and fixation, when I would tend to get kind of maybe wound up, entangled in the preferred feeling thought of the day, right? So to me, there was a somatic correlation, a body correlation to some of the thoughts that were a little stickier. So a lot of the bodily cues I kind of pepper in here for us are ones that hopefully kind of lift us and move us in that bodily way into a less kind of gravity or sedimenting bodily state. So here's this extended warrior. Keep the lift, keep the reach, moving through that right arm. As we kind of tip that trunk over, we'll set the left hand down. And remember, you could put this left hand on a block. And keep lifting with the chest, lifting, reaching with the right arm, lifting, reaching away from the right leg. You know? I think the converse is true also. We may be apt to discover a little fixation of mind when we discover a tendency to sag or fixate or kind of sediment into our body. I think those two can be very closely tied. We just want to sag into the hip socket or just kind of sag into the ground. Not always, but something we can start to pick up and notice. Here's our interlock. Inhale, bring the right hand by the right hip. And then exhaling, reach the hands behind the back, under the thigh. And release, inhaling, set the hands down. Exhaling, chaturanga, a step back. Inhaling, moving up through cobra or upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. We're going to move into a little different form of side bend, a little lunge variation. Inhale, step the right foot forward, moving into lunge with the back knee up, the back heel up. I'll keep my right hand planted on my thigh, lift the left arm. So the first thing I'll just like to do is use my right palm and I just nudge a little bit. The nudge just gives me a little different sense in my hips. Now with supreme steadiness, go very small move at first. You start to side bend to the right. It's very tiny. This may be connected to some of those really deep hip muscles and back muscles. And feel the motion of breathing occurring in all of those hip sensations, those left side sensations, or wherever you're getting them. Good. Inhale, come upright. We'll straighten the right leg as we prepare for vertical splits, folding our sternum over our right shin. So we can move the hands to block or ground. Inhaling the left leg skyward. Here we go again. Exhale. Reach back through that left thigh, that left foot. If your palms are fully on the ground, create that little wrap of the shoulder. That's the armpit muscles are working a little bit. The armpit muscles draw the shoulder blades. You may feel a little motion or stretch between the shoulder blades. Good, and relaxing the neck. It's always a sweet thing to do for the spine side. There we go. And inhaling, we'll set that left foot down. Exhaling, chaturanga. Right foot step back, lowering. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. So we're going to do that lunge. Inhale the left foot forward. So the right knee, the right heel is off the ground. That left palm can be planted on the thigh. Reach right arm up. So first I just nudge on this thigh bone a little bit, just to kind of feel the pelvis is slightly more distinct from the thigh bone. And then we start to just very carefully side bend to the left. A little goes a long way. Good. I get the sensation there might be a couple lip grasps. So if you're kind of mushing down on your lip skin, Just feel the lips relax. Yeah, that's it. And inhale, bring that right arm up. Straighten left leg. Take a little step. Vertical splits. Moving the sternum over that left shin. Elevate right leg. Press or reach the right leg away from the heart. And inhale, bring that right foot down, exhaling, chaturanga. And step the left foot back. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhaling, downward dog. All right, so we're gonna just do 2 more poses and then rest. Inhale, step your right foot forward. We're starting with twisting warrior interlock. Now at this time, feel free to take any variation that you like. So 1, you might want to set your left knee down. Or 2, you may want to do this at the wall. I'm going to start to move into this interlock. So this is my left elbow crossed atop my right thigh. And once you start to kind of reconnect to your breath, you have a couple of options. 1 is remain. 2 is moving into half twining vine. So I keep the interlock, I step the left foot forward, and I start to straighten both legs. Allow the neck to relax. Now you may need to keep a little crouch. So you can do twisting warrior, you can do twisting warrior interlock, or you can join for last moment or so here in this half twining vine. Okay, I'm going to bend and step back and release. Release the hands. Inhale them to the ground. Exhaling, chaturanga. Just that 1 pose. After we vinyasa to the other side. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhale, step the left foot forward. Twisting warrior. And take us into that twisting warrior interlock, which may lead us into that twining vine. So just working any phase And from the twining vine, we should step our right foot back first, and then let go of the hands. Inhaling, hands to the ground. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. And take these couple deep breaths in downward dog. This is kind of a nice place to open back up after those twists. Feel that expansive quality of the rib movement, the shape shift breath. And then gently set the knees down. We'll take that Shavasana. So please lie back. Have a few minutes Shavasana. Feeling breath in these new places we may have uncovered, and these new ways that kind of moves and spreads through the body is acknowledgement. Acknowledgement helps make a shift more recognizable to us in the future. So it feels less foreign, more familiar. But we track with breath because it may give us a little insight into feeling the spacious body. The spacious body is the place where we can feel and discover and study the energetic body, the spirited body, the fullness body. If we regard very closely, spaciousness in the body is not a dead space. All right, when you're ready, bend knees. Turn to a side. And we'll press up. Namaste. I'm glad we can do this, and